Hello, I'm Drapin and welcome to the Last Plague Blight, which has just had another huge update. As you can see, as always, I'll leave some handy links for you down below in the description if you want to check this one out for yourself, give it a wish list, all that jazz. This still does have its pretty sizable demo, so you can try before you buy. And as I say, it is a pretty chunky demo. There's quite a few hours of gameplay there, and I think you can continue your game after if you buy the game, you can continue demo game on, right? I'm sure that was something that he added. Let me know in the comments if that's not the case, but I'm sure it was. But if you don't know what this game is, this is a hardcore medieval open world survival game. If you ever played something like Vintage Story, there's a lot of kind of beats in that kind of remind me of this in this game. So yeah, Lens Island we've been playing as the kind of cozy version. This is the kind of more hardcore version. There is a blight that has come throughout the land. This kind of green gas we have tasked with solving that issue. Everyone's disappeared and we've got to kind of solve that issue. The story hasn't got any more updates since we last played it, but you can get to a point where you start knocking back the blight and you can get rid of blight out of food. The animals get blighted over time, etc. The update is a huge one as well, and it has added in a injury system, so we get bleeds, fractures, infections, that sort of thing. There is also, which I'm looking forward to the most, an advanced building system. So we've got houses that we can build, we've got stairs, that sort of thing, whereas before all you could build was a shelter, which was fine, but once you've got your shelter up, you want to kind of progress to start making more of a permanent home. And yeah, that's what I've been looking forward to. And then also there are weather and seasons in the game. So we've got winter, we've got spring, summer, and autumn, obviously. And I believe there's also items to deal with, obviously the injuries, but also the cold as well. So I assume there's going to be things we can make out of animal hides or something, fur coats or something or other. I'm not too sure what it's going to be, fur armor or leather armor or something. Something to help with the cold. But anyway, let's kind of get started. We'll start up a new game. I do think this may need to change. I just noticed this accelerated time. So you could play 365 days standard, or you can have it times 2. So what is it, 180 some odd days for a year? Considering a day is about 2.5 hours, I want to say, in this game. I think there may need to be like a ×4 or even a ×6 button or something, because otherwise if you start in the summer or the spring, it's going to take hundreds of hours before you get to the winter. So that's something I noticed, but you know, I may be wrong on that one. Should we start in the fall? Let's start in the fall, screw it. And then I'm going to go custom, and I think this is all fairly default. You can switch the blight off, you can switch things up and down, make it so your thirst is much more intense or, you know, a lot less. Rain chances, a bunch of stuff like that you can twiddle and tweak. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm just going to take down I'm going to turn up the growth rate on the plants a little bit because it takes a bit of time. And then I'm going to take down the infection rate of the creatures just by, yeah, like half. There we go. And then maybe just touch that down slightly. But you can just play, if you go like minimal, you can just switch the blight off. Not altogether, but pretty well much. So yeah, let's kind of get going. Yeah, that all looks pretty good. And I'm not going to do the tutorial stuff, but obviously if it's your first time playing, go through the tutorial. It's a pretty decent one. It'll get you going. But anyway, let's kind of get started. Okay, so here we are, and the character creation doesn't have any more stuff, just male and female at the moment, but that's fine. So, ooh, this looks like this could be a good spot. So let's just check our map and see where we are. All right, I'm kind of digging this spot already, actually. We're near our home. All of these places, if I just turn around, that's the blight, that's sort of green gas. So if you go in there, you'll start taking damage. At the moment, we don't have a sort of blight meter. We've got this warmth meter though. Oh yeah, there we go. That's cool. That's new. If we started taking some blight, so a lot of the animals that you catch will have a little bit of a blight infection. You'll start getting a bar here. When it gets too strong, you'll start needing more water and food, that sort of thing. And eventually, if it gets too high, you'll die. So yeah, if we ran in there, we would die. So we want to avoid those things. All of these towns are infected, and at the moment, I think the plan is to eventually be able to clear them out. You can do that, but there's nothing in there, just some houses. But I think later on, I believe the plan is to have like traders and people come back and that sort of thing. So I think this isn't a bad map, actually. I think my plan is to probably go there. We need to be near a road and water, and obviously in a forest. So I think if we go that way, that'd be kind of cool. And if we press Alt, we definitely want to start picking things up as well. Pine cones, are they blight free or are they not? Oh, I've got to take the things out, but that's fine. So yeah, we've got obviously got our health, thirst, hunger, sleep, and we've now got this warmth sort of mechanic here. So too hot and cold. Assuming we're going to start taking damage or having negative effects. Got a knife. Let's put that on our belt. Let's go there. We also start out with a nice little steel hatchet, and this is our bedroll. So we want to sleep, and we've got a little bit of food as well. So as I say, if this is your first time playing, the tutorial will be down there in the bottom right. Just follow through, but I kind of know what to do. So yeah. Ooh, what's that? Hardened pine resin. Hello. What is that? Right, that's a new item. Hardened pine resin. If we press J, you can go to the catalogue of things that you've interacted with. So hardened pine resin can be applied as an antiseptic. Oh, when melted. So 20 hardened pine resin, and I get a polypore bandage. Oh, so made with mushroom and sap. Ah, sterilizes the injury when applied. Aha, okay, that's a new item. Probably said that wrong, but oh, hardened pine resin. Okay, that's something new. Okay, that's cool. Let's see if we can find a spot where we want to settle down, and then I can start gathering. So yeah, if we just keep going up this way, I think that's kind of where I want to go. I mean, I could go there, but we just have a quick mosey over there. But no, there's a load of blight. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. There are also wolves and bears and all sorts of other things that want to eat you, but right now it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just holding T to pick a load of stuff up. So I'm assuming, yeah, I've got to combine that with yeah, I've got to combine that with mushrooms. Is it any type of mushroom? I don't know. But yeah, that's a new one on me. You can see these, yeah, these pine cones are still infected. I believe the fish is as well. That was something that was added in the last update, and at the time it didn't have any blight. But I think now it does, I want to say. So gather those up. As you collect something, he just kind of scribbles it in his journal. And then you can just, if you're not unsure, just press J and have a look. See what's what. But let's make our way over here. I'm going to kind of switch to this camera because I find the collecting a bit easier on it. Although I could just hold T and switch back again. Yeah, I like the fact they added that in, because when I played it last time, you had to go into the menu to switch between third person and top down. So when you're out traveling, the third person's quite good because you can see that way. But then when you're building, I think the other one is slightly better personally. So let's go here. I'm going to try and get going as quick as I can. But yeah, it takes a bit of time in this game. So yeah, is that dandelions? Oh, not dandelions. Yeah. Oh, it's a young one. Oh. Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's new. Okay, never seen that before, because normally you just see a dandelion and you pick it. Okay, right, where are we? Yeah, we're coming up to here. What about over here then? This could be a good spot. Oh, I'm liking that. Oh yeah. Lakeside cabin. You can level the ground out, and he did also add it so you can remove these rocks as well, which is really nice. You know what? Kind of like this spot. No blight around. There's a little river crossing there, so when we get a hand cart, we can drag that over. Okay. Yep, I think I found my spot. Yeah, we can have this little bit here. Level this out a bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm down with that. Right, let's grab some rocks, because we definitely want to start a campfire off and that sort of thing. Good. Let's grab this. Let's put down our bedroll. Let's do that first. And that'll kind of clear some stuff out of our backpack, because we will have to sleep, and we're going to need to set up a fire to burn throughout the night, because we're going to keep the animals away. I'm going to keep pressing E to pick things up, because yeah, you know, other games. But there we go. Oh, the tall white mushrooms are, yeah, that was blight cure, I think, wasn't it? But there we are. Grab some of these stones. We're going to want 10, I think it is, to put down a campfire. I think you can place it down anyway, can't you? Yeah. So there we are. And then I'll show you in here. Here's some of the new building stuff as well. Support beams, walls. I think the old walls are still in. And then we've got these new ones here. We've got like a lumber wattle door, so you can wattle and door bit. And then there's also just kind of plank fences, roofs. So we've got these standard roofs. We've got a lumber rafters roof as well. And then we've got some floors. And there's also stairs. And I think it's foundations. Yeah, foundations as well. So, yeah, a bunch of new stuff there to craft. But I want to kind of crack on and get going. So let's put this down first so we can start boiling water. Because all the water is infected with blight. So, yeah, we don't want to drink it. So, you know, there we go. Pick all that stuff up. We're going to have to boil it. And as you can see, our water is slowly going down. But throw everything we've got in there. We could break up that large rock, but if I had a pickaxe, I could do that. But never mind, we don't have that. So, not worry about it. Plenty of hardened resin around here. Right, I'm going to find some stones. Okay, so I think I'm almost ready to build that. First, we're going to need to chop down a tree. So let's chop down this one here. And then I am going to speed up. This game is co-op, by the way. I forgot to mention that as well. So you can play with up to 4 friends. Or you and 3 friends, I think it is. So yeah, that's pretty good fun. I've done some streams in that in the past. Let's chop this up because we're going to want firewood to put in our fire. And we're also going to need to get some kindling and that sort of thing to get this thing going. So let's kind of just chop all this stuff up. That's brilliant. I'm just using the speed up function just to speed it along, which I've just got bound to a mouse button. But I think it's like comma or full stop or something like that. So, which obviously in multiplayer you can't do the speed up. So yeah, but that's fine. You've got plenty of minions to help you out. Oh, actually, I don't want to pick those up yet, do I? Because I actually want to make that. Let's just do a little bit of a stockpile. So things are going to be stuck on the floor for a while. It's just kind of the way this game is. So, yeah. Might be triggering some people there. But it's just the way it's going to be for a while. You've got nowhere to put everything. You've got to build up from scratch. So, yeah, you know, I'm just holding T to pick all this stuff up. Can I not pick that up? Oh, it's full. Okay. Alright, let's put some stockpiles. We'll just chuck some over here. Get some of this stuff out of our backpack, like those. Like so. And then we will put... we want to break these stones. So let's do that next. Let's go craft. We're going to want a bowl as well. So let's hammer the bowl out. And then we can use that to at least get some water going. So let's put that in there. And then we're going to build this. Oh, we're going to build that as soon as we can. There we are. Love the way that he builds stuff as well in this game. Can I pick that up? No, I can't. Right. Right, let's chuck down some sticks. Stockpile. Do another one there. Good. Get that out of the way. Obviously, if it rains, all of this stuff is going to get wet and, yeah, lose its sort of burning rate, as it were. I think like a log will burn for an hour or 2, but if it gets wet, about half, something like that. So, yeah, there we go. It's good. All right, let's go craft. Because we want to get the, ooh, pine leaf bandage. Oh, okay, well, there's a bandage then. All right, that's a new thing. But we want the pine needles so we can get some kindling in that and get this started. You can see kindling down there, and then we need some tinder. And I'm going to grab all of this. And we're going to put that in there and get this fire going. There we are. Ooh, I only have a stick. Alright, well that's 75% chance of doing it. Let's hope it works. There we go. I'm going to need to find a little bit of flint or something for that, I think it was. So, yeah. But for now, we'll just kind of soldier on. Haven't seen any flint actually. I forgot to. Oh, can I put that there? There we go. So yeah, we're just gonna have a lot of stockpiles and stuff around. But let's kind of pick this up, and then we'll get that placed down. And then we'll do some chopping as well. Let's boil up some water because we should now have that stone bowl. Let's put that in our main hand. Get some water and start boiling it. There we go. And yeah, don't drink out of the lake because yeah, it's full of blight. As you can see, it's got 16 blight. So we boil it, that's fine. It's good. Right. So grab all of this. Just kind of clear up a little bit. So we've got some clay around. So I think the first thing is to probably start adding in some clay. Let's just make sure we dropped everything from our backpack into there. There we go. That's good. What else have we got? Let's actually get those all extracted because that'll get us some food. Although we could just eat the sausages that we've got. That's fine. We start with some sausages, but they do reduce our hunger a little bit. So, and then yeah, those are blighted, but they're not much. But we'll stick with the sausages for the moment. Let's take. We want to do the kiln, don't we? So what was the kiln? Kilns. We want to do the mud bricks. We just need mud bricks, don't we? That's what we want to do. And then we can start working on making some copper molds and that sort of thing. So let's just find a little spot where we don't really care about. And ooh, a leech. Whoa, what the hell? A leech? Oh boy. We press O here. I forgot to mention that. Remedies. A leech is attached to its remedies. Oh boy. Okay. So what is actually happening to me? I'm not doing that bad, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got to show you that as well. So heal. The leech has been... What was that? Have I got an infection? Already? Okay. Yeah. Alright, well, I wanted to gather some mud before I got a leech attached to me. Almost instantly. Like, what the hell? Alright, let's grab some of this. We can make that kiln and then we can start firing up the kiln so we can start hardening some clay, making some bowls, some molds, that sort of thing. Definitely what we're going to want. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can make some bricks. Craft. I'm going to make a bunch of mud bricks. I think it was 20, wasn't it? Ah, yeah, we got plenty of that. We'll need the mud later on for mortar, etc. But, oh boy. Yeah, that's good. We've almost done that. Right, let's come back over here. Yeah, a nice house right here is going to be pretty sweet, I think. But right now, keep an eye on that. So, oh, that's just going down. I get you. Okay. Right, okay, I was kind of worried then. I thought we were screwed right from the start. So let's place this down. We can move all this stuff later on, so, you know, for now it's just temporary. We just kind of need to get going, so let's chuck all that stuff in there. We need another 5 of those. Let's do that. So we get that built, then we might be able to get some clay and harden off some things as well. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, that would be kind of nice if I could get that going today. That would be really good. Because we want to get the tanning rack and soaking basin together so that I can get the big backpack. That's the next thing to do. So let's go here. Let's grab this clay. Let's kind of stay out of the water. We have to grab it with our hands. Eventually we can make a shovel. I think he had a steel shovel as well. Which is definitely something that was needed. But yeah, let's just grab all of this. Little bits of clay that we can see, usually on the side of riverbanks and lakes, etc. So, ooh. You know what, I did not know there was, is that an island? Kind of want to live on that island now. Maybe have a lake house on an island, that'd be kind of cool, but might be a bit of a pain to be honest, but we'll see how that goes. Now let's keep grabbing this stuff. Keep going with that, because we want to get the kiln up and running. Sorry, the, what is it, the forge? No, I can't remember what it's called now. Off my head. And we also want to start working on getting the fish traps, although when I played it, the fish didn't have blight, but I think it's been added. It was like the pine cones used to be the best food. Still are to a certain extent, but yeah, they didn't have anything like infection or anything, but I think they do now. So let's go craft. So we're going to want bricks. Let's do one of those. Yeah, let's just do a load of bricks. I think that's our first port of call, isn't it? I think you can only do 6 in that one, so let's kind of just check this out. Get that going. Yeah, you can only put 6 in there until we get the bigger one. We're going to need to light this thing again. Actually, let's not do that. Let's put that in there because they're all empty. And then we'll put that in there. We'll need a little bit more. And then I could chop that up actually and get some scrap wood. I think that's the way to go. Make those bricks so we can make the... what is it? The crucible? Yeah, the crucible furnace. So I need 15 of those. And I need 2,000 mud mortar. That's not going to be too difficult to do. Alright, that's good. Let's chop this up. And we'll get some firewood on the go. Just keep that fire going. I think that's the way to go. And then we'll use the scrap wood from the stump. We'll use that to power that up. Put that in there. Let's also drink all of that. And then we'll do another one as well, because we're going to need to keep our water up. So, yeah. It's a little concerning, man. I got a leech. Yeah, not good. I think it was probably worse than it seemed, but yeah, there you go. Let's eat that as well. We'll get 18 food back, so let's eat a couple of those. As they go off, you can see this bar. They will be less food, so we may as well eat them now whilst they're still good. Right, that's good. Let's chop this thing up next. Get that going. And then we should get scrap wood from this. We'll use that to power the kiln. Starting to get a bit tired. It's fine. Right, let's pick a load of this stuff up. It's great. Holding T to be able to pick this stuff up is so awesome as well. It was a good thing when it was added. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's good. Let's use this to power that. Then I'm just going to need to get a little bit more. Now let's keep on drinking as well. Keep that going. And call that. Let's put that there. Let's take that. Put that there. And then we'll just keep that bowl going. So, yeah. Fill that up. If you try and put the bowl in your backpack as well, it will tell you you'll lose anything. So you put a bowl of water in your backpack, it would spill. It will in this game. So you've got to put it in a bottle or a water skin. So yeah, you've got to prepare for that. So yeah, don't just put that in there. And then how did I take one of these out? What was it again? Bit control. Take one. Yeah, there we are. And then we want to craft. Get a little bit more kindling. There we go. Then we could set this thing off. Like so. 75% chance. Hopefully that goes. Brilliant. Right, that's great. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to babysit this thing. Because we'll be going to bed soon. So I'm going to babysit this thing. Grab some more clay. Make those into bricks. Because we're going to need 15. But if we make more than 15, it doesn't matter. Because we're going to need them later on anyway. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, so it's the morning, and I think I've got everything I need to make the crucible furnace now. So let's see. Yep, I've got just about enough mud mortar, and I've got a few extra bricks, but we'll need them for the bloomery and other things anyway. So a little bit of leftovers of mortar, etc. are not really going to be an issue. I'd say for now, most of this stuff is just temporary. It's just, you know, it is what it is. We'll take it apart later on once we build a house and that sort of thing, or at least just a basic shelter. But for now, let's just kind of get this stuff all going. I just want to kind of get towards the soaking basin so that we can start tanning leather and making, you know, better backpacks, etc. So I've got the furnace. We're going to need, I forgot to do that, we're going to need to get some more wood. And we're going to need to set a charcoal burn off. I should have done that before the end of the day, but I forgot to do that. So, oh man, I'm used to Lens Island in the way the trees chop. I think it's going to fall if I chop it here. I can't remember. Because it will, I think it'll go that way. I think. It will destroy, like if you got a house and you drop a tree on it, it will destroy it. Or at least the shelter did. Yeah, that's it. Whereas lens iron, it kind of goes the other way. So, yeah. Alright, well, it is what it is. That's great. So let's get that down. Let's go for that. I'll chop that up a little bit. And we get some sticks as well, so that's fine. Now let's kind of go here, and we'll just hold T and just pick everything up. I've got a set of charcoal burn off, so I'm going to need some firewood, etc. Because we're going to need charcoal to be able to eat that, because, yeah, it doesn't get up enough temperature wood. So we're going to need to make some charcoal. So let's do that next. Let's chop that up. Totally forgot to do that. So, yeah, that's my bad on that one. Should have done that before I went to bed, because it takes a few hours. So, yeah, never mind. Been a few months since I played. That's my excuse. I'm going to stick to it. So let's do that over here. I've kind of got stockpiles everywhere. That's just kind of the nature of the beast at the moment, I'm afraid. It's, you know, it is what it is. We could do a medium one, but I think I'm just going to do the small one for now. So I'm going to need a bunch of mud or dirt. I'm just going to use dirt, though, because mud's a little bit more valuable. I'm just going to stick that there. So, oh, well, I'm using them. Let's take the mud out, because I kind of want to use that. And we'll just find a stockpile for it. We'll bring that back over here. So we're just going to have stockpiles everywhere. It's going to be a little bit messy, but you just kind of got to roll with it for the moment. Stockpile that. So again, we'll use those bricks. But for now, we're not going to use those. The mortar as well. Let's stockpile that. Do that there. At least we can get rid of these rocks there. That was a good thing. That was a nice thing that was added. I was also working on trying to get some fish traps as well down, so that's something else we're going to want to work on. But yeah, let's go. So we're going to want dirt, I think, right? Yeah, we want dirt, so let's just go with dirt. And as you can see, I have been digging here, and you can rearrange, you can terraform and flatten the lands out and all that sort of thing. So yeah, you can flatten off areas, fill in areas with a shovel. It took a bit of time when I last did it, so yeah, you can do it, but it does take a bit of time. So there we go. But that's good. Let's grab some sticks. Let's just grab some regular sticks, because we can cut the long ones into shorter ones, but we can't make the long ones back in, or the short ones back into long ones, so I generally like to pick those up. Now let's put that stuff in there. So we now just need some firewood, which I've just cut over here. Let's grab a couple of pieces of that. And we'll just do the small one. That'll be enough to get us going. But the bigger kiln is what we want to do next time. Oh, this is going to take a bit of time. Drag this over. So yeah, we can get that in a saw. Hopefully I can get up and running in a couple of episodes and, you know, get somewhere back. So there we go. Let's build this. I need a torch. Yeah, that's what I really need, is a torch. Because I need to be able to light this thing. Alright, well, we'll just light it for now, manually, but yeah, I do really need a torch. That would be so helpful, wouldn't it? Go and grab a bunch of this stuff, though, because, yeah, we're going to need it anyway. So let's grab it. But yeah, then you can just light, you put some fuel in it, you can just light it with the torch, so pretty handy. Let's go with that. Kind of switched over to the sort of more traditional top-down view. I find that a bit easier when you're collecting things, and then when you're out, switch back to third person, and you know, you can see a bit easier. I like the fact he's added a button as well, because yeah, that was a bit annoying having to go into the menu and switch every time. Oh, there's bandages. Oh, there's a whole medical section. Hang on, we'll have a look at that in a second. There's a whole medical section. Ah. We've got pine bandages. We've got a clove poultice. Ah. That draws out infection. Yeah, because the cloves did nothing before. Got that. Oh, we just need some red spotted mushrooms, tall white mushrooms. Basically any mushroom and some of that sap. And we can make a little bandage. We've got a splint. That's what we need, the torch. I need some animal fat for that. Oh, and a tourniquet as well. Oh. Tells you what it's usable on. Oh, wow. Okay. So if we get hit by an animal, we're going to get messed up beyond all recognition now, by the looks of it. Okay. 49%. That's not really good, is it? Okay, let's do another one. You know what? Let's just craft a bunch of that and we'll stack it. because we're going to need it. Do that. It's up to 62. I just want one more twig. I can just use the pine cones, but I'm just using the twigs at the moment. We'll use the pine cones later. And then that takes like a few hours. So, where are we? Twig. There we go. 75% chance. Let's hope that lights. Gonna suck if it doesn't. I need the flint. There we go. So that's going to take most of the day for that to finish cooking. But I got other things to do anyway, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Do we have any more clay? Yes, I do. Let's craft. We need the crucible. There we go. So we're going to need that. We're going to need to cook that up as well. And then we're going to want... I don't think I have the clay. Yeah, I don't have enough clay, but let's just check. We're going to want a nail mold. A knife mold, nail mold, yeah. So I'm going to need a pot, etc. as well, would be nice. So, okay, so I am back home, and I think I now have everything to make the fish trap. So we'll just do that like so. Have I just dropped it on the floor? Yep, I think I did. Pick that up. There we go. And then we got to place that sucker down. Am I going to get leeches when I do this? I don't know. Water too shallow. There we are. Place that in there. Then that should slowly, over time, get me some fish. There's also one you can make that does rabbit snare as well. Last time I had the bear trap, it wasn't that good. But I think the letter has just turned up, so I'll read that in the next episode. But I think for now, I think this is a good place to call it, and I think we'll end the episode. And then we'll kind of crack on and make a few sort of stick baskets and stuff like that, just to get some of these things out of my backpack, so I've got somewhere to store them. But yeah, I think for now, I think this is a good place to call it, and I think we will end the episode. So if you like that one, please give me a thumbs up, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe out there, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.